So I wanted to open this video up with a little bit of acknowledgement as to what we had talked about a few videos ago. You see, earlier in today's show, we cited Friday's episode of Halford and Bruff with Rick Dhaliwal on the program, diving into the latest and greatest in regards to Vancouver Canucks news. This is the scoop I wanted to refer to because, according to Rick Dhaliwal, seems like the Vancouver Canucks are keeping an eye out for Tynan Lawrence at the NHL Draft. The Canucks are also impressed with what Gavin McKenna has done post-World Juniors. Teams are also following Ivar Stenberg big time. So, McKenna, Stenberg, there was already a conversation about Keaton Verhoff earlier in the month. Vancouver is keeping their radar open to all these top prospects at the NHL Draft in 2026. But what if I told you that arguably the biggest fan favorite name, a guy that in my circle, just based off of anecdotal experience, I am seeing a lot of people in my bubble talking about this guy more and more. He's a center, and no, he's not Tynan Lawrence. He is actually the son of current Abbotsford Canucks head coach and Vancouver Canucks alumni Manny Malhotra. Today, we're talking about Caleb Malhotra. Now, the funny part is, I saw people talking about this on Twitter and all that, but I just wanted to toss it out there in the video, see what y'all thought about it. But Manny Malhotra, pretty sure most of us remember him, PK specialist, face-off specialist, a center with excellent face-off skills, very skilled defensively, good skating and leadership skills, but limited offensively. Manny Malhotra was never lighting the lamp in the National Hockey League. I mean, 30 points in a year? That's pretty good. He did that multiple times, but his value was mostly in the dot. It was in his own zone. It was on the penalty kill. He was very, very good at that, and a lot of Canucks fans absolutely adored Manny because of this. However, his son, Caleb Malhotra, the funny part is I saw a lot of people on social media saying that, yeah, take everything that Manny could do and apply it to his son, but then also add that Caleb Malhotra can just score too. And that, I think, is a pretty good indicator as to where he is as a prospect. Right now, Caleb Malhotra has a consolidated ranking of 18. Elite Prospects has him at 7, Tony Ferrari has him at 22, McKean's has him at 22. But this is where we dive into where some things may have changed. Because right now, Caleb Malhotra, 17 years old, 6'2", 183, a left-handed center. He's scored 61 points in 46 Brantford Bulldogs games, which is absolutely outstanding when you look at what he had done previously. Last year, he was playing for the Chilliwack Chiefs in the BCHL, Junior A hockey in British Columbia, where he was at 26 points in 44 games. That's crazy. Now, granted, he was 16 for this season. He's 17 here now, and he'll be 17 until the actual draft takes place because he's a late birthday. But what this means is that Caleb Malhotra literally went from a half a point a game guy in the BCHL to a way over point per game guy in the OHL in the span of just a few months. That's ridiculous. That's a crazy, crazy development curve, and now we are starting to see scouts going out there and talking about Caleb Malhotra in a way that I don't think anybody has talked about him all season. Take a look at what Jason Bukala posted on sportsnet.ca earlier yesterday. Scouts analysis, ranking the top prospects for the 2026 NHL Draft. You go over to number 1, you have Ivar Stenberg. You go to number 2, you have Keaton Verhoff. And then you go to number 3, you've got Gavin McKenna. Okay, it's the easy 1, 2, 3. Who's number 4, though? Number 4 on Bukala's list is Caleb Malhotra, who has risen from his earlier ranking. He was earlier ranked 5. Now he's number 4 by Bukala. 18th consolidated ranking. He's now tossed into this top 5 conversation. Take a look at this. Caleb Malhotra, 6'1", 182. The 2026 draft class is somewhat thin on elite centers, but Caleb Malhotra is a player whom I value a great deal. He is getting between 19 and 22 minutes per game of ice time for the Bulldogs and is a complete player who's being deployed in all situations. Malhotra's combination of speed, skill, smarts, and compete stands out as projectable elements of his game that will take him to the pros. He is trustworthy and can play up and down the lineup. Malhotra has produced so far this season and is a plus 27 defensively. He could approach 100 points by the end of the year without sacrificing detail on the defensive side of the game. The NHL projection for Caleb is a first-line forward, deployed in all situations. Tynan Lawrence, the guy that Vancouver is apparently very interested in, is ranked number 6 as a top 6 scoring forward. Now obviously, this is a pretty weak draft for centers at the very top. Stenberg and McKenna are both wingers. Verhoff is a defenseman. So Vancouver, if they finish last place in the NHL, they will be guaranteed to getting one of Stenberg, Verhoff, or McKenna. But if they end up winning some games, if all 3 of these guys are off the board, if by some miracle Vancouver ends up going to number 4 for whatever reason, maybe Caleb Malhotra is the move rather than Tynan Lawrence. I'm seeing a lot of folks disagreeing on whether or not Lawrence would be a reasonable pick. But everybody that I've talked to in my bubble, just personally speaking, everybody likes Caleb Malhotra. Now, I'm not too sure if that's nepotism or if it's because they genuinely see him as the better prospect between him and Tynan Lawrence. But obviously there is a lot of fanfare to be had with the fact that Caleb is the son of one of the most beloved Vancouver Canucks bottom sixers they've had over the past few years. Manny Malhotra is a stud, and the fact that he very well could be in the contention for the next Vancouver Canucks head coaching gig also puts him in pretty good territory to potentially drafting his son. Obviously, I don't want to promote like these weird nepotism ideas like, oh, you got to take Malhotra because he is Malhotra's son. I do think there is a very legitimate argument that exists that says that Caleb Malhotra is probably a lot better than a consolidated ranking at 18 would imply. But if it aligns, if everything works out perfectly where the Vancouver Canucks have a chance to draft this dude, and it's not over a McKenna or a Stenberg or a Keaton Verhoff, I honestly would be open to the idea of Malhotra coming over to Van, especially over a guy like Tynan Lawrence. But that's just my opinion. I mean, Malhotra will be playing in the NCAA soon. He's got Boston University on his stint for next season and beyond, so he's got a lot of development time to go through as well. If he's doing this well in the O, just imagine how well he's going to do in the NCAA. It's not guaranteed, but I do think there is a lot to like out of Malhotra long term. And if he can become a Jonathan Toews-esque center at the National Hockey League level, that's apparently whom he models his game after. Maybe not a 100-point guy every season, but a consistent 80-point guy who can do some very good penalty-killing work defensively. There is so much to like out of Caleb Malhotra and what he could be. So I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Caleb Malhotra, the fact that his stock is rising, and the fact that Vancouver, they're apparently interested in centers in this draft. Their interest in Tynan Lawrence is pretty apparent, but Caleb Malhotra has a chance to maybe being even better than Lawrence. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.